You know what I've come to realize is one of the most powerful and transformative things that we can do in life? It's to allow ourselves the space to experience whatever we're experiencing without trying to change it. I think so often we go through life trying to perfect the human experience, always trying to be happy, always trying to strive or optimize or control things so things are going the way that we want them to. And it's that resistance to life and to what happens within ourselves that actually causes a lot of our own inner distress or disturbance or whatever, unhappiness. Alan Watts had a really good law, if you will. I think it was him. He said he called it the backwards law. And basically what he said was, the more you try to be happy, the less happy you're going to be, because you're just reaffirming to yourself that you're not happy. Whereas if we can allow ourselves the space to experience, an unpleasant emotion or something that we don't really want to happen in life or whatever, and we just observe it, doesn't mean that you don't focus on what you can control. It just means that you don't try to change what you can't control. In doing this, you actually allow that emotion to move through you much quicker. There's a really good quote that I like, and it's, "Whatever you resist persists." And it's very true. What we resist in life just stays. It's like it's trying to move through you, but when you resist it, you slow it down. You prevent it from moving through you. It's the power of just being, really. No matter what it is, whether it's within yourself or whether it's within life. If we can start with ourselves, though, with an unpleasant emotion, an unpleasant physical sensation, and practice just observing it, just being aware of it without trying to change it. It's the spaciousness of awareness. You realize how powerful this is. You realize how quickly these emotions can move through you. These sensations lose their power over you because you're no longer identified with them anymore. You're no longer so identified with them that you feel like you need to change them. You realize it's just a passing sensation, that this too shall pass, just like everything else in life. And when you can get good at doing this with yourself, you start to get really good at doing it with life. You're less rigid in life. You don't try to change everything in life to fit your own needs or desires, if you will. And again, that resistance or attachment in life is usually what causes a lot of our own unhappiness, because we can't always control life. There's this, picture this, imagine a tree, a really rigid oak tree. Doesn't usually do well in a windstorm. Whereas with a palm tree, for example, palm trees bend with the wind, and they often survive the most powerful windstorms. Whereas an oak tree would snap. It would snap because it's so rigid. Same is true with us in life. Sometimes we go through life so rigid to our own understanding of things, our own need for things to go the way we want them to go. And again, it puts a lot of strain on us, mentally, emotionally, however. Whereas if you could be more like that palm tree, allow the wind to come, allow life to happen as it is, without trying to change it. You bend with the winds of life, and you survive that storm. Things don't bother you nearly as much. You're much more at peace. This is the power of spaciousness in life, allowing yourself that space to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever it is. Now, again, it doesn't mean that you don't focus on what you can control in life. It just means that you're not so focused on what you can't control. And the one thing that you can control is the way in which you respond to what happens outside of you. It's your mindset. It's your own sense of mastery. Are you going to react? Are you going to respond? Are you going to pause? Whatever that looks like. And this is about just being in awareness and how powerful awareness is. Awareness allows you to transmute emotions into something else, transform and alchemize emotions into something else. When you're angry or frustrated with something, and if you sit with it and pause and don't react, you're no longer feeding the anger. You can use that energy from the anger or the frustration and put it towards something else, something that will help you rise into a version of yourself that you ultimately want to become. So try to become more aware of what is going on for you in life, what you're experiencing, your desire to change it, and just allow it to be. This is the essence of meditation. It's just self-observation, not trying to tweak or change or optimize everything, but just observing the human experience. When you can do that, you realize how much peace you can experience. Again, things outside you don't bother you as much. And from there, more insights, more inspiration, more wisdom actually comes to you, and the path becomes clear. The right next step becomes obvious. But ultimately, you navigate life with more inner peace. So, hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next video.